I'm Arthea Nixon for the Times-Georgian, and the City of Carrollton issued a release at 2:58 p.m. saying that water sampling is now complete and the city's water system is cleared for normal consumption. The boil water advisory is officially lifted. Earlier this week, this was footage shot from near the Kingsbridge Road Bridge, where over 500,000 gallons of water was lost due to a water main break. We spoke to City Manager Tim Grizzard earlier. Here's what he had to say.
We lost between 500,000 and 1 million gallons of water through that leak.
So you're mentioning that there was a water main break, and
Right.
that was the reason why so many customers were reporting the drop in the pressure.
Right. Oh, yesterday about 4 p.m. I got a call from the Public Works Director, and he indicated that a water main had broken near the bridge at Kingsbridge Road. And it actually turned out to be a 10-inch water main, old cast iron, which is an old material people don't use anymore, an old cast iron main that is under the bridge deck itself. It's not a line. Most of those lines are buried in the ground. This one's literally a segment that's hanging off from the underside of the bridge deck, and it had split the entire length of the pipe about 20 feet, and we had a rapid loss of water pressure. That area is so low, the pressure is very high, the elevation is low and the pressure is very high, and it's very near the water plant, and so we lost a lot of water quickly. We got some calls from Oak Road that they had low pressure. Crews responded. They were able to get the leak isolated in about 3 hours, by about 7 o'clock last night. It is the normal protocol required by EPD that when we have a pressure loss that great, and when system pressure reaches that a level that low, that we're to do a boil water advisory. And what that means is, for drinking water, you should boil it for a minute. Again, we don't anticipate any problems with the water, but we are required to issue this advisory, and we're required to do testing. And the testing itself, is samples are taken all around the city. There's 16 to make sure we've sampled the entire city, and those tests take more than 24 hours to process.
In the morning, 3 straight days, basically just going home to sleep a little bit and coming back. And we just had got that recovered and done, and a temporary line ran when this happened. So we rushed over here and realized that it basically, what happens when you have a big main that's a transmission line like that, it's almost like a back siphonage. It's hard to explain, but it's so much water coming out so fast. It's like when an airplane, if a window breaks, all that suction stuff pulls. It does the same thing, so it pulled all the water from the system. So people started losing pressure all over. So
I thank Mike Green, who's the Public Works Director, and all of his people, Mark Bivins, Mitchell Cash, Kenny Malone, and I'm not going to name them all, but there was a main break under the bypass at Old Newton Road in the wee hours of Monday morning, and they started working on that about 3 a.m., and they worked all day until it was dark. They were able to go home for a few hours and come back and work the rest of the day, and so it has been a really tough week. And then just as they were completing that repair, this break occurred on Kingsbridge. So those guys are very tired. They work very hard, and I appreciate it more than I can say. They've done a great job. They're short-handed, but they're very professional. They know what they're doing, and again, I can't say enough good things about them. But so I'm thankful for those employees, and again, I appreciate what they've done, the sacrifices they've made.
For the Times-Georgian, I'm Arthea Nixon, and you'll find all these stories and more in our newspaper or on our website, Carroll County's most trusted